here in this first half of action. So you've seen a lot from Liberty offensively. What have you liked so far, Dave?
Well, well, that offensive line, they holding a lot now lately. They must have got a little tired. But I tell you, they have been early on. They had opened up holes, and then a lot of it has just been Tutwiler and Moody just knowing when to get to a certain seam and then take off and then use their power or speed to get what they need. So it's been a dominant performance so far.
Latonia with a 40-0 lead over Vanloo as they are at halftime in that one. I looked that up last week, trying to remember where Vanloo actually was, but of course, I don't remember to tell you right now.
Yeah,
that's a new on the schedule for us here locally that we have not seen a lot of.
Right, that's something different.
So 2 seconds to go here in the half. Two receivers go to the right, one to the left side, two backs in the backfield. Drop in the throw with time. Sets up the screen to Moody. Made the catch at the 30, 25. On his feet still, dancing down the sidelines, down to the 20. And we have come to the end of the first half of action.
Now, he might now, if this is a defensive penalty,
let's
it can
keep
be
it
one
right
more
here
play.
For a minute.
And I think it is going to be on Campbell State.
Now both teams look like they're making their way to the locker rooms.
Yeah.
So we have come to the end of the first half here in the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. At the break, it is Liberty 27, Campbell 0 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
And we welcome you back to halftime here at John Knappick Field at Campbell Memorial Stadium. Mark Means, Dave Clark, Michael Rickard, a 27-0 lead for the visiting Liberty Leopards as you hear the Leopard marching band in the background. Going over the first half unofficial numbers. First off, for the visiting Liberty Leopards, DeJuan Moody, Dave, 12 carries, 95 yards, and a pair of touchdowns in that first half.
And he's been running the ball so hard and determined. And he's going to be somebody they have to stop this second half.
Dion Tutwiler, 6 carries for 64 yards. Kayvon Slocum had 1 for 5. Tyson Lawrence Watson had 1 rush for 3 yards. Liberty, they've thrown the ball twice. They've completed the ball twice. Tyson Lawrence Watson, 2 for 2 for 50 yards and a touchdown. But a lot of credit on that catch has to go for Moody fighting for the football.
Yeah, showing some basketball skills and boxing out and being able to go up and get that football.
For the visiting Camel Red Devils, Jeff Driscoll has 3 carries for 11 yards. Roberto Ramirez, 2 for 5. DeAndre Brown, 4 for 5 yards. Nash Thomas had a couple of difficult snaps, 3 carries for 17 yards. Camel Whitfield has completed 1 of 2 for 4 yards. Nash Thomas was 0 for 2 with an interception. And the leading receiver is DeAndre Brown, who has 1 catch for 4 yards. And when you're a young offense like Camel is, and you have not played a lot of snaps in some new positions,
yes,
and then turnovers and short fields for the opposition, it's been a big hill to climb for the Red Devils in the first half.
It's been really tough. And what you do is you go into halftime, and you got to come in with the mindset of not worrying about it's 27-0, but to improve on what you need to do in the second half so you can get your team moving in the right direction. That's what you do. You build character. So that's what they have to do in the second half.
Scoring got underway at the 11:06 mark of the first quarter. A high snap over the head of the Red Devil quarterback was recovered by Davion Perry, the sophomore, who rumbled 20 yards for the touchdown. The extra point was up and good by Garcia, a 7-0 lead for the visiting Leopards. At the 5:44 mark of that first quarter, Juwan Moody, the first of his 3 first-half touchdowns, came on a 3-yard run. A bad snap, and the extra point was no good. 13-0 in favor of the Liberty Leopards. Second quarter, 9:20 to go. It was Moody on a 12-yard run. Extra point by Garcia made it 20-0. And right before the end of the half, Tyson Lawrence Watson, a 32-yard completion to Moody. And the extra point by Garcia was good, bringing us to our score of Liberty 27 and Camel 0 here at the half. And Liberty is going to get the ball to begin the second half.
Yeah, that's tough. So, Campbell, they got to come out. They got to see what the adjustments they're going to have to make on defense. And like I said, you just take it from the second half. You don't worry about anything that doesn't happen. Can't do anything about that. But you can improve your play in the second half and move forward.
Going to take another timeout here on the halftime show. When we come back, we'll jump on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard and look at other games going on around the Valley. At the break, Liberty 27, Camel Memorial 0 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We'll be right back.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure. adventure.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
And we welcome you back here to John Napick Field at Campbell Memorial Stadium. Halftime of the season opener of the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. A little bit of technical difficulties, but a great job done back at our iMedia One studios. Dave Ferris, Matt Marr, Jim Craven getting us right back on the air. Great job as always, guys. We appreciate your efforts. Time for the halftime scoreboard, Dave. Scoreboard all year brought to you by Discount Power Sports. They are your go-to discount store for ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. You can visit them at 778 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 330-717-4441. And we talked about it a little bit ago. Niles and Howland renewing an old rivalry between those two schools in week one, and that game was tied at 8 at the half.
Yeah, and that was surprising too. And we'll see what the second half brings. So they can almost start out just like they started out, 0-0, and come out in the second half and see who can pull it out.
Matthews and Jackson Milton kicking off the season tonight, and Jackson Milton with a 14-7 lead over Matthews. And we had a chance to check out the new field at Jackson Milton last year. Got a chance to spend a lot of time this summer at the old field as well, and a good first half for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and I like that new field. I really did. We was high atop, as they say. But it definitely was nice.
As long as it's dry, it was beautiful. That night, there's a little bit of rain that night.
Yep.
Halftime as well. It is East Palestine leading Shadyside 20-0. And Latonia with a 47-0 win tonight over Van Loo. That game has already gone final. I would assume that had a running clock, possibly early.
Yes, I think so.
So the Bears getting off to a nice start for this season. And it's one of those where it's always interesting to me to see what teams are matching up, what non-conference games are going on in the early part of the season. And then it's you see some rivalry games. You see some teams that are just kind of, testing each other early. Some of the games to highlight tomorrow, of course, we've got Hubbard and Brookfield. That's a long-standing Trumbull County rivalry as they christen the new turf at Brookfield. Yeah.
So, and then that's something we're going to see what happened there, the brand new stadium and, the turf. And it looks good, though. If you haven't been by it yet, it looks good. So.
Ursuline and Steubenville playing tomorrow down in a big red territory. Coach Reno got another great football team again, and we know the talent for Ursuline, and that's quite a week one test for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Start off the bat. But you know what? I love those type of things, and you come right out the bat. Let's get it going, and that should be a good one.
Austintown Fitch, we will see them next week for their home opener. They're at Hudson tomorrow to kick off the season. That should be a good game as well.
Yeah, Hudson is usually a very good team. So
I'm curious about this one for myself. Western Reserve and Crestview. Those are two teams that can really put up a lot of points. And unfortunately, Western Reserve suffered an injury to their starting quarterback, so they're looking to see who's going to step up into that role for this year. But two programs that always put up a lot of points.
And that should be interesting. Crestview, now the word has been they could be sneaky this year.
South Range hosting Lake tomorrow, a game you can hear on our sister station, AM 600 WRQX. That's 600WRQX.com or the iMedia One Network app for Salem hosting Poland, as Jim and Coach will have all the Poland Bulldog action for you on AM 600 and Western Reserve Radio.
Yeah, and like I said, we have heard all about Poland. They should be a terror this year.
Well, we know they went, toe-to-toe with Kirtland in their last scrimmage, who they have scrimmaged the last couple of years, and that's really kind of gauging where you are early when you bring the Hornets to town for a scrimmage.
Yeah. I mean, you just mentioned that name, Kirtland. You know they have been a powerhouse around this area for quite some time. So to be able to go toe-to-toe with them, it definitely gauges where you at. Keep your level head, and you should be able to go out there and really do something this season.
Our Youngstown Patricians game of the week for tomorrow is Canton McKinley and Warren Harding from Mollenkoff tomorrow night. And despite the fact that Harding has not beat Canton McKinley since 2003, they've only played 5 times since then. It's not a yearly rivalry between the two, but we saw it last year in a few games. Love what Coach Richardson is doing with that program. When I talked to him before the game, he said they focused on getting bigger, getting faster, getting stronger, spending time in the weight room. And he's seen that difference in his team already this year.
Yeah. That's I'm so interested in that game, because I remember we was a couple years ago. We got that game, and it was a back and forth tussle for a minute until Canton McKinley really broke away. But I'm looking forward to a really good game.
And we will have that game for you coming up tomorrow, and then we move on to week 2 of our high school football schedule. Massillon Jackson, the Polar Bears, come to Austintown to take on the Falcons in week 2. And a lot of people think that Falcon team under Coach Parker might be one of the best in the Valley.
Yeah, I know. And usually Massillon Fair usually brings a good team. We know that. So this should be a nice game there. Coming in the second week with that type of game is great to see.
One of the things we talked about in our semi-pro broadcast on 1240 this summer is the one thing we are looking forward to. September 26th, we will have the Ursuline Austintown Fitch game from Austintown, but joining us for that game is the voice of the Cleveland Cavaliers on radio, Tim Alcorn. We had a chance to meet up with in Columbus for the OHSAA broadcasters meeting. Tim's going to be on the play-by-play for that one for Ursuline and Austintown Fitch, and that should be a lot of fun.
That should be a lot of fun, and I tell you, to have the opportunity to meet the guy, what a guy. I mean, very nice. He's not a guy that you would think, hey, he does Cavalier games, he's going to be a certain way, that guy's so down to earth, not even funny. I really am looking forward to that.
It seemed almost, shy to tell us that he heard he was the first announcer to go from the high school level to the NBA level, and he does a fantastic job. Of course, you can hear Cavs games right here on Sports Radio 1240 and Z104 when the season just a few weeks away from the preseason getting underway.
Hey, that's crazy.
All the fall sports are right around the corner.
I mean, it's just crazy.
It's week 0 for college football, Dave. There's games coming up on Saturday.
Hey, I'm ready. Oh, man. I love it.
Just about 4 minutes to go here in the half as you hear the Campbell Memorial Marching Band behind us. We're going to step aside for another timeout. We'll come back and look at keys to the second half as this game continues right here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Hey, how you doing?
Wrapping up our halftime show here on a Western Reserve Radio 2 at Sports Radio 1240. We get set for tonight's third quarter. Liberty, they won the toss, Dave, so they're going to get their hands on the football to begin tonight's third quarter.
Yeah, so it's going to be big for Campbell to do something on defense. Like I said, let's see what adjustments they make. And one of the adjustments they got to make is tackling. Tackling is big time. They got to start tackling and stop grabbing, and start putting a little bit of wood on these guys. So you know, just let them know you're there. You got to let somebody know you're there. So
now for Liberty, on the other hand, I believe they've only put the ball in the air twice in that first half of action. They've had a lot of success, and they're kind of spreading the run game around between Moody and Tutwiler.
Yeah, they are, and they've been successful with both guys. One guy is averaging 10 yards a carry, and the other guy is almost 8 yards a carry. So, I mean, they've been able to run the ball, relentlessly. Just do what they want to do so far. And if it wasn't for a lot of those big holding calls, they would have even more yards.
They really haven't used them both in the backfield much in the first half. It's either been one or the other, and that's given the opposite back a chance to be able to rest and be able to stay fresh as they get set to go through a long season.
Right, absolutely, and that's what they've been doing. And really, in this game, that's really what's been a highlight of what they've been doing tonight altogether, is being able to keep guys fresh, especially those two. And even when they have men at the same time, they'll put one at wide out. And he may do something where he might come in motion or do it, whatever, but they're keeping them fresh and having great success so far.
Okay, we've seen Moody line up at running back, slot receiver, and quarterback far in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get the ball. And like I said, that's why you got to come up and tackle and start making some tackles here, because they're not being shy about who's getting the football.
Both teams have, attempted to run the football, and Liberty has had some success. Campbell has had moments of success running the ball, but they have really not had the time they need to throw the football.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. And they need the time to be able to throw it, but they need a lot of everything, to get going. But they really haven't had the time to do any of that. And we're going to see if Campbell can mix up something on offense. I still disagree with not getting Lambert the ball more. We seen what he was doing. We talked all summer about different things about him being a big weapon for Campbell, and he's really not a part of the game at all in the way in which they're using him.
Right, they haven't had an opportunity to get him touches as a receiver.
Right.
But the comparison is, you look at what Liberty's done with Moody. They put him in motion. They've given it to him on a jet sweep.
That's right.
Whatever you can do to get your skilled players the hands on the football.
Yeah, and that's a great analogy there. I mean, that's what we're talking about. You know, you got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. I mean, it's useless if you're not going to do that. And, he's the guy that should have his hands on the ball for sure.
So we are getting set for tonight's third quarter to begin in the Youngstown Patricians high school football game of the week. The Patricians semi-pro football team is looking for post-high school and college talent to join their roster. For more information, check out the Youngstown Patricians on Facebook or call John Galbraith at 330-540-1099. So Liberty won the toss. They deferred. They will get their hands on the ball to begin this third quarter. And the third quarter kickoff brought to you by the Village Tavern in Hubbard. For nearly 100 years, the Village Tavern is one of the area's favorite local spots for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Located at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, or online at villagetavern3.com. We thank them and all of the sponsors joining us for the 2025 high school football season. It was a fun summer being part of the Patricians and a couple of broadcasts right here on 1240.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun, Mark. Definitely did, and we've seen some games in which the Patricians definitely could have won. They were right there, did all they needed to, and just the second half, it was this disaster. That third quarter down, it was tough for them.
I mean, John Galbraith and the board and those guys have done a lot of good things in the community. They continue to be a big part of the Youngstown area, and great things for them to come in the future.
Yeah, they keep doing what they're doing and just keep pushing forward for the positivity. Don't worry about the negativity that you're going to get. But they definitely shown a big difference from the year before. And if they can keep building on that, we'll see what happens. Well, we noticed something right now, Mark. I'm seeing they kicking off from Liberty's 45-yard line. So that right at the end of the half must have been against Liberty in that personal foul.
So they've got the football teed up at the 45-yard line of Liberty to kick this football away to begin the third quarter.
I would squib this ball. I'd make it dangerous.
They are going to put it on the turf. Picked up by one of the upmen who gave ground for Liberty. Backed up a couple of yards. Did it Enrico Green. And so that is where Liberty will have the football to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, I tell them, I'm waiting to see what adjustments. I know watching their defense earlier, and a lot of 44, a lot of 5-2. I will go to the 35 and just have a little bit more protection against this run if I could. But they got to get penetration from that front line. They got to get into the backfield of Liberty.
Leopards taking their time now, coming to the field as Liberty will work left to right here in tonight's third quarter. Sun fading off into the distance across the field from us, and the lights in full effect here for the third quarter. Trips to the left for Lawrence Watson, the quarterback, single back with him. He will set up the screen. Receiver makes the catch at the 30.
Oh, yes.
And driven right back at the 30-yard line. No room for Xavier McDonald to run.
Oh, wait a minute.
And now multiple flags at the end of the play.
No, I didn't see what happened. I see a Campbell guy. Did he get knocked down? That's the freshman with the hit, Driscoll, who made that tackle. And that's how you come up and do something.
Got a dead ball personal foul on Campbell. And that 15-yard penalty is going to be a first down for the Leopards.
Yeah, see, that hurts because after a great play like that, you get a penalty, and that just takes away from what a great play the freshman made on that.
He has made his presence known on both sides of the ball here in his first varsity game.
He sure has.
Leopards will go trips to the right. Single back in the backfield with Tyson Lawrence Watson, the quarterback.
Well, here I am getting ready to get upset with the...
Going to run the ball with Tutwiler on first down. Cuts back across the middle to the 40. Stays on his feet to the 35 and dives all the way down to the 34-yard line. Wonderful balance by Dion Tutwiler and a big run for the Leopards.
Yeah, sure is. And they still coming out and running that football or whatever they have to do to get it to their guys. That's what we talk about. They make sure that their playmakers are getting the ball and being there. A lot of standing around by Campbell on defense, because I've seen guys that could have really got to the ball carrier and they didn't show that effort. They should.
First and 10 from the 34-yard line of the Red Devils. Liberty will go trips to the right. Put Lawrence Watson in the pistol. Turn, give the ball to Tutwiler, running off the short side. 25-20, 15-10, 5 touchdown Leopards. 35-yard run for Dion Tutwiler. And the Liberty Leopards are on the board at the 10:52 mark, and that will begin running clock here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was easy there. And you've seen, as I talked about earlier, trying to tackle a guy, and you're going to grab at the ankles and just grab. It's not going to work.
So for Tutwiler, that now gives him 118 yards on just 8 carries.
Boy.
Garcia on for the extra point. Snap and hold are good, as is the extra point. 10 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in this third quarter. And it is now Liberty 34
and they're going to run
Campbell 0.
Yeah, you go ahead and run that clock for sure, because that right there, I'm trying to contain myself, Mark, because, you know, you're announcing the game. It's something I told you. I don't know. It hit me during us doing the semi-pro, and just that inward feeling of myself is coming back. Player, coach, whatever. And it's getting certain things is just irritating me when I see it. So, I mean, when I'm seeing guys not putting some pads, I need pads on a guy. You're not doing that. It makes no sense to play in this game if we're not playing two-hand touch. I mean, you got to lay some wood to a guy, and don't worry about getting ran over. That's a part of the game. But, you know, if you come up here and put the wood to a guy, whether you get ran through or not, they know that you're there, and you got to come again. You come with it again. But they did right now. They're just grabbing. They didn't show a lot of effort on that. Once he missed the first tackle, we seen guys trotting. They wasn't really even going after him.
Yeah, once he got to the outside, it was clear sailing from that point on.
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to do something with this. Here, you got to motivate these guys.
Liberty has scored on their first possession of this third quarter, and clock is stopped at the 10:05 mark for the exchange of possession, and then the running clock will resume.
Yeah, and I'm shocked, too, because, I mean, like I said, I seen them against Hubbard, and I seen them really cracking the pads pretty good, and I said, okay, they might have something. They got some speed. It's showing they want to hit, but I don't see the same thing tonight. I see confusion and just overwhelmed by Liberty.
Yeah, I saw when I had a chance to see Liberty against Hubbard after you saw Campbell against Hubbard, and I saw a lot of speed from Liberty, and that has definitely continued today.
Yes.
And they may have, I know it's night one of week one, but they may have one of the best 1-2 punches at running back in the Valley.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those guys can run the football.
So Garcia ready to get his foot into the ball. And this will be a short end-over-end kick. Hits one of the up men for the Red Devils. Loose ball at the 35-yard line. And we'll have to see once they unpile, Campbell maintain possession of the football.
I'm okay. I'm under control, Mark. I'm under control.
And that was tough because he came up on the ball, and I don't know if he lost it in the lights or what happened in that case.
It looked like that. That looked exactly like what happened. As he came up and lost in the lights.
So 1st and 10 for the Red Devils from their 28-yard line. Clock continues to run here in the third quarter.
And it's just like they say, rain and pours. It's time to stop that storm. You got to do something to get your team going in the right direction.
One receiver right, three to the left side, single back in the backfield next to the quarterback on 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Takes the snap, sets up the screen, caught by Brown, and then he'll go down in the backfield for about a 2.5-yard loss, and it's going to set up a 2nd down and long.
Yeah, that right there had a chance to get a few yards on it when they went out there so quickly with it, and he lost his footing. He's a guy that has shown the ability to run up inside, and he's a small guy.
2nd and 12 from the 27-yard line. Red Devils come to the line of scrimmage. Going to put one receiver to the right and 3 to the left side. Whitfield back to throw, sets up the screen. Receiver makes the catch across the 30 and goes out of bounds at the 24-yard line. That's Caleb Boudre, the senior, on the catch on the pass completion from Whitfield.
Yeah, finally got it out to him. He's a guy that got a little size to him. Watched him play basketball, and he's got a little size to him.
So 3rd down and 5 from the 34-yard line. Trips now to the right side. Single receiver to the left. That is Demetrius Lambert Jr. Turns, swings the ball out into the flat. That pass is going to be caught by DeAndre Brown, and he's going to be about a yard shy of a 1st down.
Yeah. And, I mean, you might as well go for it. I don't know how. Let's see, they're coming in with the big guys.
Right, that is 6 at the quarterback spot. So that is Ricky Fleeton, the freshman, at the quarterback spot. Now, Jersey was bunched up a little bit, but once he turned his back to us, we could clear that up. So Fleeton at the quarterback spot. He'll go under center. Eye in the backfield, extra tight end, and a wing to the left side on 4th down and 2. Going to give it to the second man through. Flag on the play.
That had no chance.
Ball came loose, and
see what they got here on the
I think Liberty might have jumped.
They might have.
We're going to say that is a fumble recovery by the Leopards. That penalty would have been, actually, it's a beanbag. It's not a flag.
Yeah, it sure is.
So that is the 3rd turnover for Campbell in tonight's game. And Liberty has the ball back with 6.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think just the situation of that not being demoralized or anything more, you're going to have to, got a 4th down, you might have to go ahead and punt it out of there. And force these guys to have to drive because they done had a lot of short fields tonight.
Liberty takes over at the Campbell 34-yard line. Single receiver to the left, 2 to the right side. Tyson Lawrence Watson, the quarterback in the backfield. Running back to his left. Sends a slot receiver in motion, gives him the football, trying to sweep to the outside, avoids a couple tackles, spin forward, and he was able to get about 2 yards on that run. That's Enrico Juan-Pierre Green, the senior, on his first carry.
2nd down and 9.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Leopards. With 5:25 to play here in tonight's 3rd quarter. Liberty getting in some other players now here in the late stages of this 3rd quarter.
And that's a good thing to do.
So 2nd and 9 from the 34-yard line. 5 minutes to play. Clock is rolling here in tonight's 3rd quarter. Leopards put trips to the right. Running back to the left of the quarterback, Tyson Lawrence Watson. Takes the snap. He'll hand it off to the running back. Able to spin his way across the 25 and down to the 24-yard line.
I think he might have got the first down on that, too.
That's Kayvon Slocum, number 7 on the run for the Leopards.
Leopards, first down and 10.
So Slocum getting that carry. He is the sophomore at 5'7" and 175. And a returning letter winner from last year as a freshman.
Yeah. And they really went on and let Moody and Tutwiler probably done for the evening. Really far as running the football, at least I'm thinking, but I'm seeing Moody putting the helmet on right now, so he may get back out there for some more action.
Trips to the left, running back to the right side. They run it with Slocum again on first down.
Fumble. Ball
and
is
the
loose.
beanbag came flying out, but it looked like Slocum was able to fall on that loose football. It'll bring up second down.
They've been quick on everything. They're first to everything. I don't care if the ball come loose. Whatever's going on, they have been the quicker team on everything.
Second and 10. 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. It is 34-0 in favor of the Liberty Leopards here tonight. And the lid lifter for high school football in the Valley. This one of 6 games being played throughout the Valley tonight. Here comes DeJuan Moody back into the huddle, Dave.
Here we go. I told you. He was coming back.
5 yards per 100 yards. That's why he's in there.
Receivers, two to the left, 1 to the right side. That is, looks like Moody to the right side.
He's going to run the football.
Flag on the play.
And now we've got a flag.
We got too much time. Yep, delay.
So that will back the Leopards up 5. And despite when you look at the scoreboard and see a 34-0 lead, Liberty, they've got some things to clean up as well.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and they can't get away with it against another team. So
second down and 15 from the 28-yard line. Moody takes the snap.
Oh, it's
He's
wide
going to
open.
keep it to the outside across the 35 to the, across the 25 down to the 20.
Moody runs the left side.
And he'll run it off the left side for a
Number 5.
good gain, but it's going to bring up third down and 8 now for the Leopards. And that'll put Moody now over the 100-yard mark at 102. So 21 carries and about 220 yards between Moody and Tutwiler combined tonight.
Yeah, and Moody is still in the game. And actually, they got Moody playing quarterback, so the ball will be in his hands no matter what.
He'll line up at the quarterback spot. 2 receivers short side to the left, 1 to the right side. Moody looking to throw. Sets up the screen.
Oh, it's wide
Slocum
open.
on the catch inside the 15 and out of bounds near the 12-yard line. Slocum made a nice catch on that little screen out to the flat for a good gain.
Yeah, good play by Moody, too, to throw it at the last minute. He waited, let his guy clear, got it to him. And he's not the regular quarterback, but he shows some good instincts at that position there.
And he played it pretty much all last year,
Yeah.
ran the ball more than he threw it.
Yes.
So it is going to bring up fourth down.
Never mind. First down.
All right, they're going to reset the chains. He was awfully close to that first down, and now they're going to give him the first down as we go under a minute to play in tonight's third quarter. Moody again at the quarterback spot with 3 receivers to his right. He's alone in the backfield.
He's looking for a third touchdown.
He'll take the snap.
Oh, that's a holding.
Flag on the play.
Yep,
Moody's
holding
going to
again.
walk into the end zone, but this is coming back.
Yeah, that's coming back. I seen that. That was early on a hold. They'll take that back.
So Moody actually looking for his 4th touchdown.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
2
Absolutely.
rushing, 1 receiving.
Yes, I forgot about the receiving one.
So that penalty will wipe out the touchdown run by DeJuan Moody.
10-yard penalty.
And that has been the Achilles heel for Liberty tonight. There's a lot of holding penalties and a lot of them unnecessary on the edge.
Yeah, and that one was right in the middle of the line. I seen as soon as he did it, he slung the guy down and held him down on the ground. And just, I mean, these are things they can get away with tonight, but they can't have that.
We've come to the end of the third quarter. After 3, it is Liberty 34 and Campbell Memorial 0. You're listening to Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
And we start the fourth quarter with the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter at Bowrine Stadium's Eastwood Mall Field. Howland and Niles remain tied at 8.
Boy, they're going to take it to the wire, I guess, Mark.
In tonight's fourth quarter, brought to you by Lena's Pierogi House, your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Visit Lena's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry out. Call Lena's Pierogi House at 234-254-8532. First and 20 from the 23-yard line for the Leopards. Moody remains the quarterback. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. He's going to run to that right side.
Good.
Looking to throw. He's in trouble. Now giving ground back to the 30.
Grabbing.
And he's going to be pulled down back near the 31-yard line. One of the Red Devils was able to hold on and toss him to the turf.
Yep, he stayed there with him, though, in that play. Got to give him a lot of credit there.
From the 31-yard line.
So they will lose about 4 yards on that play, back near the 31-yard line.
Injury.
And we've got a clock stoppage for an injury with a player
Cramp.
down for the Red Devils at the 31-yard line. Yep, working out a cramp. Probably one of the better opening nights we've had weather-wise in a long time.
Yeah.
Especially, Dave, for a summer full of 90-degree days and heat and humidity.
And I really thought, and I'm not going to, the last couple of weeks, I thought we was going to start the season in that type of weather. I really thought we was going to have that. So this has been a beautiful night for football.
Oh, and a big thank you to Campbell Athletic Director Stacy Siepen. Great spot in the press box. Had the doors all open, the windows all open, so it was already nice and cool when we got here.
Yeah.
Rosters on the table, so a big thank you to her for hosting us tonight.
Absolutely. Excellent job, and I appreciate her a lot there, and, you know, and allowed me to just come around the corner to the game. So it was great.
Yeah, we all kind of had a home game over the last couple of years now.
That's right. We all deserve it. So
not everybody can just walk right across the street and be at the game.
Yeah. I mean, you look outside, you're like, oh, here they go. So that is great.
Not that I've ever used my own Wi-Fi from the visiting press box. That does not happen. So the player still being stretched out for Campbell at the 30-yard line. Gives us a moment to tell you you're listening to Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown, a Cumulus Media station, and a Western Reserve Radio 2, part of the Media One Network. Mark Means, Dave Clark, Michael Rickard, Dave Ferris, Matt Marr, Jim Craven. I believe there's a cast of thousands back at the Media Studios in Struthers. End of 3. Jackson Milton 14, Matthews 13 on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. A light schedule of, I believe, just 6 games getting us underway tonight.
Yeah, that's a close ball game there, 14-13. So
player for the Red Devils is up and slowly, gingerly making his way to the sidelines. Try and get you a number on that.
Well, I tell you.
These new jerseys are fantastic for Campbell, but they do a little bit of bunching of the numbers up front, making it a little difficult to tell who it is.
Yeah, when it does that, you can't tell if it's a 6 or a 0. You can't. All those, they look almost all the same.
That might be 7, and if it is, that's Demetrius Lambert Jr. 2nd and 27 from the 30-yard line for the Leopards. Back to pass. Going to look downfield. That pass is going to be caught, breaking across the 20.
Are you kidding me?
15, spins to the 5, and down to the 1-yard line for the Liberty Leopards. That is Enrico Juan-Pierre Green setting up 1st and goal for the Liberty Leopards.
Yeah, I mean,
Taken down at the 2-yard line.
either Campbell there was a little tired or just didn't see the effort after he caught that ball. There was guys around him, but they just didn't show that effort to get to the ball. So,
on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard, end of 3 from Bo Ryan Stadium. Howland and Niles remain tied at 8.
Okay.
Niles scoring early. A penalty on the extra point attempt on Howland. They decided to go for 2 and converted. Howland scoring in the latter seconds of the first half, also converting the 2-point conversion, and that's where they've remained tied at 8 since early on in that game.
We got a game there, I tell you. Will we go in overtime over that way?
These Liberty Leopards will host those Niles Red Dragons coming up next Friday for week 2. Now we've got a Liberty timeout with 9:46 to play in this game. It is Liberty 34 and Campbell Memorial 0 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Back to the 4th quarter here from John Napick Field, Campbell Memorial Stadium. It is a 34-point lead for the Liberty Leopards. Coach Perlogo using his timeout. He has 2 left. Coach Porch with all 3 of his. Leopards started to make their way onto the sidelines, and they came back to the huddle. Our Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week next week takes us to Austintown for Massillon Jackson and Austintown Fitch in week 2 action. Week 3 still a little bit up in the air, still a few things to work out, so not quite sure what that game will be week 3. Stay tuned to Facebook and X for Sports Radio 1240 for updates on that game. So it is 1st and goal from the 2-yard line for the Leopards. Looks like Slocum is the tailback, but it's going to be the quarterback who keeps it. Tyson Lawrence Watson now into the end zone for the touchdown. And Watson finds the end zone, putting up the 40th point of the night for the Liberty Leopards. So Tyson Lawrence Watson, Dave, has a touchdown pass and now a touchdown on the ground for the starting quarterback for the Leopards. Garcia on for the extra point.
Whoa.
High snap, but they do get the kick off and hit the upright and banked in for the extra point.
When it's your night, is this your night sometimes?
So it wasn't the best execution special teams wise, you will see, but it was still effective.
It still was effective. The high snap. Did they?
That's 40.
I thought they said that it banked up and through, but they still have the 40 up on the board.
Yeah, maybe that.
Because it looked like it was deflected. Then it hit the upright to the left side of the goalpost.
Yeah, and it looked like it went over, and then one of the refs even looked like he gave it, but it's definitely no extra point up there.
So we've got 8:41 to play in the fourth quarter here this evening. Again, 2 games for you on the iMedia One Network with Cumulus Youngstown. 6:35, Jim Craven, Bob Gessler will have the call of Poland and Salem from O'Reilly Stadium. Dave, myself, and Michael will be on the air at 6:40 from Mollenkoff Stadium for Canton McKinley and Warren Harding. 2 old rivals that will meet. I know I've got it in my notes, Dave. They will meet for the 61st time between those 2 schools tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, we know what type of crowd we usually get for that game, too. So it's going to be a nice crowd out there. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer than it is today. It's a little bit.
Just a little bit. Low 80s tomorrow.
Yep, low 80s. So it should be a nice night for football once again.
Right, which we will take because we've seen a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I think back to the first game Jim Craven and I ever did together from Lisbon. The game was held up in the third quarter because of weather and due to prior commitments for multiples of us on that broadcast crew. We were not able to be there when they resumed the game the next day.
Oh, my goodness.
Time for a kickoff that is brought to you by the Village Tavern in Hubbard, one of the area's favorite local spots for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere.
Oh,
that kick is bobbled, loose ball on the turf, and did the Leopards come out of there with the football? I believe they did.
I mean, they just quicker to the ball about everything. I mean, this is one that they need the clock to just continue running. They shouldn't even allow timeouts, I'm telling you, because it's just too much going the wrong way, and you don't want a team to just be totally demoralized.
Jamad Moore, the sophomore, there on the spot, able to recover that loose football.
Yep.
And Liberty's going to have the ball back at the Campbell 30-yard line. 7:30, clock rolling here in tonight's fourth quarter.
This is one thing if I'm coaching Campbell, this is who I find out who's my ball players, who really wants to play, and see the effort that they give. Just let me know.
Liberty huddled up on that far sideline.
Coach is getting that out here.
So they will be able to got a coach talking to his players still. And now we've got a whistle, and we've got a Liberty timeout on the field as they had some confusion on who was coming onto the field offensively. Well, we got the indication that Liberty had used the timeout, but the clock is continuing to roll at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So despite the fact that we got that indication for a timeout, the clock continues to run even though that timeout was called for by Liberty.
Yeah, and it's the right thing. A lot of things are getting on the edge. You know, like I said, you don't want to demoralize a football team. You got a lot of the edginess with the coaching staff here and the crowd getting into it with them. So it's not what you want for opening night, that's for sure.
No, it's
a
tough week one game.
Mm-hmm.
And, I always like to ask coaches, and I've done it for years, about that question. And it's going to be a big question for the Red Devils next week. That the biggest leap I've always felt like is from week 1 to week 2 of the regular season.
Yes, and you're going to find out what you all made about just from that. You're absolutely right.
Liberty under center on 1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line. They're going to turn and just run it towards the right side with a new tailback that's in there for the Leopards. That's Savon Franklin, a freshman wearing number 14.
They came up and seen that second level come up and try to put a shoulder in, and that's what they need to be doing.
Got a player down on the field for Liberty that looks like Justin Nelms Jr., a senior on that offensive line, 6'3" and 265. Cramping seemed to be becoming a bit of an issue here late in the game for both sides.
Yeah, it is. And this thing got chilly. It really dropped. That temperature has dropped. It's cool. And that's when these cramping start to happen.
It seemed we were in the low 70s when we kicked this game off a little more than 2 hours ago. And it's dropped down to 68. So about a 6-degree drop-off. But as soon as the sun went down, it felt much cooler
than that.
And there's been a good, steady breeze all night as well.
Yeah, it has. Definitely has.
So that Liberty player trying to get stretched out on the far sidelines near that Leopard bench.
Yeah, and they got to get this. They definitely got to get this game over as quickly as possible, so you don't have anything just come off the rails. You don't need that.
Good to see him up and making his way to the sidelines for the Liberty bench. And we're ready to get back to action. Update you on a couple of scores here after this play on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard, as we're under 5 minutes to play in tonight's fourth quarter. Tyson Lawrence Watson remains under center with an eye into the backfield. Gives it to the first man through, running with the football inside the 15, and down to the 10-yard line.
Man.
That is Richie Sly.
Richie Sly got some actual power boosters, because that guy can run there.
Fourth quarter, Jackson Milton 14, Matthews 13. Fourth quarter, Niles and Hallen remain tied at 8. Latonia, a winner tonight over Van Loo, 47-0. And East Palestine pulling away from Shady Side, 33-0.
You
Some
get
big numbers put up tonight.
Yeah, you get that in the first week, though. That is something that you will see in that first week. Matchup, you might get some really, as they would say, clunkers. You might get those.
Under center on 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Running that clock down, we've got movement up front, and flags will fly. You know, procedure penalty gone. Liberty going to cost them 5. One of the big things we haven't talked about from the high school football offseason playoffs, going from 16 teams to 12 teams this year.
Yeah.
And for the first 3 rounds, the higher seeded team will now host.
Yeah, something a little different. And, you know, before we said it was almost saturated with so many teams. So this is going to make it a lot tougher. So I think it's going to.
It seems like that, to me, that's always been the number that the coaches wanted, 12.
12, yeah.
And so
I think they're more satisfied with that for sure.
We will see how that works out after having 16 for the last couple of seasons. 1st and 15 from the 17-yard line. Eye in the backfield, single receiver out to the left side.
Ooh,
Turn again, give it to the fullback, and this time he is stood up and driven back. That's Richie Sly again on the carry. And he'll be pushed back for a loss, and it will bring up a 2nd down and long now for the Leopards. Clock rolling, 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go in tonight's fourth quarter.
I'm gonna make sure.
Both teams going to do a little bit of substituting.
Yeah.
With a 2nd and 16 from the 18 coming up. Single receiver out to the right side. Got a running back flexed off the right side. Running the play clock down. Back judge hand goes in the air. Going to pitch the ball to the outside. And the running back thrown down about the 6-yard line. That's Savon Franklin, the freshman tailback, getting another carry.
Franklin takes a pitch and rumbles down to the 12-yard line. That brings up third down.
So they're going to say went down at the 12. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. Liberty can get a first down at the 2.
Injury. Guys sitting on the floor down there.
So the clock continuing to run now down to a minute 25. The Leopards come to the line of scrimmage. Single receiver to the left side. Eye again in the backfield. Running the play clock down. Back judge hand goes in the air. They will turn, snap the football, give it to Franklin. And this time Franklin slammed down at the 17-yard line.
14 taken down by 10.
As the coming up to make that tackle for the Red Devils, that is
4th down.
Is that Addison? That number 10?
We have a 10?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Addison switched his number tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 38 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter, and Liberty is bringing out the field goal kicker.
I guess for a little practice.
From the 21, so this is a 31-yard attempt for Garcia. Hash mark to the left side. Lawrence Watson to hold. Down to 15 seconds. Snap and hold are good. The kick by Garcia hits the upright and is no good. He had the accuracy, but just a little bit short.
Yep.
And with 6 seconds to go, one more snap of the football by the Red Devils here tonight. Tonight's 4th quarter brought to you by Lena's Pierogi House, your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Visit Lena's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available favorites for dine-in or carry-out. Call Lena's Pierogi House at 234-254-8532. And this one is in the books and is a final here on opening night. It is Liberty 40, Campbell Memorial 0. We'll take a break, come back, and start the postgame show on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Time for the post-game show here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Time to look at the final numbers unofficially tonight. Running the football was Dion Tutwiler, 8 carries for 118 yards and a touchdown. DeJuan Moody, 14 carries, 94 yards and 2 scores. So on 22 carries, you got about 215 yards and 3 touchdowns from your 1-2 punch tonight for Liberty.
Right, and that's it. That was the key there, that offensive line of opening up the holes and being able to run the ball as well as they did tonight.
Kayvon Slocum also had 3 carries for 16 yards. Throwing the football tonight, Moody 1 of 1 for 8 yards. Tyson Lawrence Watson 4 of 4, 79 yards and a touchdown. So Liberty only threw it 5 times, but they completed all of their throws.
Yeah, there's not too many things they didn't do correctly tonight.
Leading receiver DeJuan Moody had 2 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown for the Red Devils tonight. Leading a rusher was Driscoll, who had 3 carries for 11 yards. Roberto Ramirez, 2 for 5. Throwing the football tonight, Ricky Fleeton was 3 of 4 for 9 yards. Whitfield, 1 of 2 for 4 yards. Leading receiver was Caleb Boudre, 1 for 7. DeAndre Brown had 3 catches for 6 yards. And it adds up to a tough night tonight for the homestanding Red Devils.
Yeah, it sure did. It was a tough one. Like I said, it's first out the bat for him, and he just got to get this group together and find out who's want to play football, and just keep coaching them hard.
We'll take our final break. We will come back, recap the scoring in this one, and get you set for tomorrow night right here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome back to John Napick Field, Campbell Memorial Stadium. A 40-0 win tonight for the visiting Liberty Leopards over the Campbell Memorial Red Devils. One more time on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard, a safety surrendered by the Niles Red Dragons. Howland now with a 10-8 lead at Bull Ryan Stadium with under 2 minutes to play in that game.
Boy, I tell you, that's rough after going the whole game tied 8-8 to lose on a safety. Boy, maybe they can pull it out, though. Never know.
Liberty got things going on a fumble recovery by Perry, brought back 20 yards for a touchdown. It was an early 7-0 lead for the Leopards. Moody would score his first of 3 touchdowns from 3 yards out at the 5:44 mark, a bad snap. No extra point was attempted, a 13-0 lead for the Liberty Leopards. Moody at the 9:20 mark of the second quarter would score his second rushing touchdown, this time from 12 yards out. Garcia's extra point made it 20-0 in favor of the Leopards. And then Watson to Moody from 32 yards out. Extra point made it 27-0 in favor of the Leopards at the half. Tutwiler would add his first touchdown on a 35-yard run, making it 35-0 in favor of the Liberty Leopards. And then Watson's 2-yard plunge, extra point no good, led us to our final score of Liberty 40 and Camel 0. And really opposite ends of the spectrum tonight for each team.
Yeah, for sure. And I like I said, the team that looked like there was a little bit more together in Liberty, and they just the Camel's team just got to work out a lot of clinks there. And they'll get it. They just got to keep working at it, and we'll see just where these teams really lie as they move on during the season.
Dave, this was so much fun. We are going to do it again tomorrow night. We will head over to Mollenkopf Stadium in Warren tomorrow for a 6:40 air here on Sports Radio 1240, Western Reserve Radio 2 for Canton McKinley and Warren Harding. Harding looking to break that 5-game losing streak to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm sure they want to do that in front of the home crowd. And we know we're going to get a nice crowd. We always do. And that game will really, I think, will be an interesting one.
That is going to do it for us here in Camel tonight. A big thank you again to Athletic Director Stacy Siepen for the great spot and the great view. For all the guys back at the studios for iMedia One in Struthers, for owner-operator Jim Craven, Matt Marr, learning the ropes of a high school football night for the iMedia One Network, and Dave Ferris, who kind of puts it all together for us for tonight's broadcast. We want to thank you for tuning in. For my partner, Dave Clark, from Michael Rickard on the numbers, my name is Mark Means. Liberty is 1-0. They defeat Camel tonight 40-0. Heard right here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Good night, everyone.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.